Yeah, we'll try. We'll start working on these degaussing cables. Just so you can see how many I've got to work with here. These are all degaussing cables. Some are large, some are tiny. There's at least one in here, this one down here, that I was not even sure was a degaussing cable, but it is a degaussing cable, and I'm fairly sure it's aluminum. So we'll have to take a close look at them as we do them. For instance, there's a tiny one. Well, I'm taking my gloves off, so I'm not sure. Definitely, yep, that's copper. Very few strands in that one. Let's see if my knife is going to work for me tonight. It's not wanting to. This thing is old and just does not want to cooperate at times. It's one of the older ones that I have. Most of my newer ones are all fold-outs. Don't give me any kind of problems like this one. You see, it still doesn't want to go out any further. But hopefully everybody knows that these are all, this is electrical tape wound around it, so you just really need to get a start on the electrical tape, and then you can unwind it. The other option is you can kind of split it along the strands, because it's a stranded wire, but they all run parallel to each other. They're not wound. They're not wound like a stranded wire. And this is probably what I'm going to wind up fighting the whole time. Yeah, I think I started at the wrong end. I'll know here in a second. Also, the thicker area, it's got where the connections happen. Can be a little bit more difficult as well. Yep. Let's go up here for a minute. Still not quite past the connection area there. There we go. I think. Yeah. There it goes. So you can see you can unwind it now. And what I will often do if I want to unwind it all, clamp one end of the vise, which makes it where you can actually manipulate it a little better. This is one way of doing it. It is a slow way, but you don't risk damaging the copper if you do it this way. Am I going to sit here and do this for all these? No. The easier way is to take your knife, run it along the surface, trying not to nick the copper too much. And the tauter you can hold it, the better your cut will be. See there, I nicked it. Trying to get past the neck. And again, when you get to the area that's thick, it'll be a little bit more difficult. And then you can just peel it off like that. And that way you won't wind up with too much tape left. My copper. Okay, we are back to do our weigh-in. Get the scale back on here, and it took me more than a few hours. But that's what we got from all of the copper degaussing cables. I've got 4 aluminum degaussing cables over there that I will strip at another point, but I didn't want to bother with this. You know, all of this is copper. Some of it nice and heavy. Some of it was huge. I mean, that one by itself is 650 grams by itself. Almost 1.5 pounds by itself. So anyway, that's nice. So let's see what this bucket weighs with all this copper in it. We're showing 9 pounds, 11.4 ounces, which is 4,405 grams minus the 800 grams for the bucket, which is 3,600 grams, 3.5 kilos, a little over. So yeah, good bit of copper to come out of those TVs. Real happy with that. I've almost got the fume hood finished. Got to plumb it tomorrow, most likely, after I get off work. And then I'll start working on some of this other stuff that's here. You notice I cleaned up some back here. I don't know if you can see. Cleaned up. Hi, Sophia. I cleaned up some back here, so I've actually got clean floor again, which is nice. So, okay, so that'll be it for this video. Have a good one, guys.